Tutsi. In the churches of God, priests killed. The blood of ethnicity is thicker than the blood of Christ. And one can go on and on. The only country in Africa that appeared to have been vaccinated against ethnicity is Tanzania, the home of that great man Julius Kambarage Nyerere. They appear to have been vaccinated. But come to my Kenya. Oh, my Kenya. Oh, Kenya. Even now as we approach the elections and you are going to make the decision, I can assure you that there will be no change. Because the formations we have are merely tribal alliances, and if one were to be blunt about it, on one side, the Kalenjin elite and the Kikuyu elite have ganged up and they have hypnotized their tribesmen and persuaded them that it's only by electing them that their circumstances will change. It will not. On the other side, there is another arrangement called NASA. This is also an assembly largely of the Luo of Kenya, the Kamba, the Luhya, and a few other tribes, and their leaders, the elite, have hypnotized their tribesmen. They cannot think nor reason. So that what we are going to have in Kenya on the 8th day of August is not an election on any issue. They'll not talk about agriculture, about education, about unemployment, the critical things. It is going to be an ethnic census to determine which formation brings together the largest number of tribes. So those of you who think there will be dramatic change, you will be disappointed. As I said elsewhere in Kiswahili, nyani ni wale, misitu ndio imebadilika. I'm saying that the monkeys are the same, the forests have changed. And if you ever doubted me, there was once a forest called COD, there was once a forest called ODM, it has now changed into NASA. There was once a forest called URP, there was once a forest called TNA, it is now Jubilee. Nyani ni wale, na hulka zao ni zile. So you who are here, you who are Kenyans, when you go to vote on the 8th, what will you be voting for? Agriculture, employment, or modo anyoba? You who are from the Luo extraction, when you'll be voting Oduadu or health and education. Who will be tied to you? Because the question has always been, choose you now whom you shall serve, the Lord of the Amorites or the Lord God. As for me and my house, we shall serve the Lord. You know, one of the things that I find painful is for anybody to tell me to vote an individual because he's from my ethnic group. It is the greatest insult. Why did I go to school? You tell me what you are going to do about education. I'm about to conclude, timekeeper. The British had an election, have an election today. If you came to Kenya and listened to what, you would think that there is an animal called election, which has never been seen by any human being since creation. And that God has instructed that Kenya be the experimental ground. You listen to what is happening, yet elections are known. It's a competition of ideas. Within a few hours, tomorrow, the day after, we'll know who is the Prime Minister of the United Kingdom, and they'll be counting 50 million votes. In Kenya, we'll be counting no more than 10 million votes, and Africans can't count. When it comes to elections, Africans can't count. And Africans never lose elections. Africans are rigged. How can you run a continent like that? Yet we claim to be Christians. If you go to the Germans, they'll have an election. And within a few hours, they'll have results. Because it is a competition of ideas. You know, when you look at Europe, the reason why Europe is ahead of us, how many of you, and this is what I must conclude with, in the book of Matthew, the story is told of a businessman, I'll paraphrase it, who goes out on a long journey and entrusts his workers, one with 1 talent, the other one with 2 talents, and the other one with 5 talents. And the Bible record says he goes away for a long time. When he comes back, he goes to the one who was given 2 and he says, Lord, you gave me 2, I've worked on it and is now 4. And the master says, good work. And he goes to the one with 5 and says, Lord, you gave me 5 and I've worked on it, is now 10. Says, good work. And to the one with 1 talent, he says, I know you. You are a hard-hearted person who likes to reap where you have not sown. And therefore I kept it, here it is. And the master says, why shouldn't you then have given it to those who are in the business of giving interest? And the Bible records, and to those who do not have, even the little that they shall have shall be taken away, and it shall be given to those who have. We have, but we don't utilize. That is why God has now brought the Chinese to take it away from us. That is why God has brought all these people to take it away, because we do not know what it is. I can go on and on, but what is the wisdom of going on and on? When it is so clear that we must make a choice. So I'm submitting to us in conclusion that this is the choice. The choice that we are confronted with is the choice that Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego were confronted with. To choose to worship the god idols erected by Nebuchadnezzar, or to remain faithful to their agenda. The choice that you are confronted with is the choice that Elijah presented to the prophets of Baal. Choose you now. Do not waver between 2 opinions. If the Lord is God, serve the Lord. If Baal is God, serve Baal. And the latter day Baals come in the form of cars, houses, and other earthly things. The other choice is the same one that Joshua gave to the Israelites. Choose you now whom you shall serve, the Lord whom your fathers worshipped across the river, or the Lord or the God of the Amorites in whose land you serve. As for me and my house, we shall serve the Lord. I'm submitting to us that you young Africans must change Africa. You young Africans must do something for Africa. And you are not going to do it by tweeting, no. You are not going to do it through Instagram, no. You are not going to do it through Facebook, no. You are not going to do it through social media, no. The last time I checked is that you must roll up your sleeves. You must roll up your sleeves and go into the arena of action. Suffer, sweat, plant the tree in the knowledge that those who plant the tree may never enjoy its shadow. But the joy is that the planter of the tree has planted the tree. Another generation will water the tree. Another generation will prune the tree. Another generation will enjoy her shade. God bless you.